Welcome back to the World Championship Series Europe Premier League. Group C is very much underway. If you're only just joining us, how dare you? You're missing some great StarCraft 2. We've had 3 games in Group C. Let's just recap for you where we are in the bracket right now. Our lower bracket game just completed and was an absolute stormer from the pole, the Protoss pole Manor, who makes it through to the final game of the day. He'll play the Golden or MMA, who now play in the upper bracket for the first place in the group and the 6th, hang on, let's do some maths, 5th place in the round of 8. Yeah, there we go. Worked that one out well. Yeah, the 5th place, because we had 4 last week already, yeah. We're both on the same page, Dennis. Yeah, I think we're good at maths and we'll stick to that. So Golden MMA is next. These two are great friends. You heard MMA in the interview say that, you know, they've practiced together, they play together, they've known each other for forever, since the Slayers days. They've both come up through Boxer. They've both been, you know, in Korea as friends, in Europe as friends. But that all goes away now. They have to be enemies. You've done this. You've played players in mouse sports in your time when you've got to these big games and you've had to win and kind of put friendships aside. It's hard, though.
That's how it is in StarCraft 2. Like, it is a 1v1 game, and sometimes you have to win against your friend to advance. I mean, there's still a second chance, right? Whoever loses right now still has a chance against Mana to advance to the round of 8. But yeah, you will play your best, you will have to win. Given that they both know each other very well, it could be very interesting. Maybe some very aggressive build orders by Golden, or MMA trying to blind counter him a little bit, maybe, with some kind of...
Maybe they mix up what they're used to playing and how they're used to playing, or how we're expecting them to play. I mean, you mentioned Golden, he can be super aggressive, he likes to finish it early against Terrans as well. MMA, we know all about how he plays, but we might see some very different style builds between the two of them now.
I mean, nowadays, Terran, they really love to play extremely straight up against Zerg, getting Hellion, maybe a Banshee to be even more safe, or adding 1 or 2 tanks against any kind of aggression. And then they just play their standard game. 2 eBay, 3 CCs, they get their Marine, Medevac production, Widow Mine, and then they get...
Except if you're Bomber.
Well, yeah, that's...
And then you just do crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's he's a special one, right? Well, the Zergs, they try to kill the Terrans early, or they play greedy as well. But it seems to be pretty hard for them sometimes to keep up with the production.
I've got to congratulate you, and this is a very public... I've said to you privately already. For those that aren't aware, I think Hasselhoff's actually has a unique record in esports. You've actually been with mouse sports for over 10 years.
Getting old.
That wasn't where I was going with this, but... Apollo's laughing in the background, but that wasn't where I was going. But I honestly, genuinely, I think that's an absolutely astonishing achievement. I really do. 10 years at one esports organizer. I don't know anyone else in esports that's done that.
Yeah, me neither.
But it also means you've had a lot of teammates along the way as well, and you've had to play these guys, friends or otherwise. How do you approach a game like this? If you're MMA or you're Golden and you know exactly how the other guy plays, how do you do it?
Well, as I said, I think... if you lose, it's okay because you lost to a friend. I mean, you always want to win, but it's like...
But mentally, how do you go into the game? Are you still chilled? Are you relaxed? Are you okay with it?
Yeah, you're okay with it. Yeah? I think you play a lot of practice games. You're used to playing each other. You might have some tricks in your mind, or you know, like, he can't beat this build. I always do it. I always win. And he told me in practice, don't do it anymore. Things like that could happen. But overall, you're pretty relaxed, I believe. I mean, for MMA, he really wants to go to BlizzCon. Yeah. So he will play 100%. And Golden, obviously, he wants to show off in the WCS. I think after this year, he might go inactive or something.
Yeah,
as far as I heard.
He said to us a little while back that he's done this year. I mean, he gets to the end of the year. I mean, he's still only a youngster. He's still only 20 years old, but he's done in terms of StarCraft 2 for now. He's going to go into the military, I believe, at the end of the year and do his service. So we might see him back afterwards. We've seen plenty of Korean players do military service and come back afterwards and still do well. So who knows? We might see him in the future, but as far as he's concerned, this is pretty much his last shot at WCS this season. So, you know, I think it's a shame because, you know, he's a great character. It's great to have him in WCS Europe, obviously, but you've got to respect that as well.
Yeah, definitely. And he's a very good Zerg player, but playing against MMA is going to be extremely hard.
Yeah, and could be the only Zerg that we have in the round of 8.
Yeah, the other Zergs, Vortex, TLO, already dropped out in Group B. And
could be.
He's the only one left so far.
And he's still got to win either this game or the next one. Matt, veto-wise. Catalina, Foxtrot, Nimbus and Overgrowth. All right, Overgrowth's gone. All right.
It's already started.
So we've got Deadwing in here. That's got to be third map. They're not going to play that second, surely.
It's interesting that it's still in.
Yeah, well,
And
they
it's going to be
are.
a second map. And Golden picked it. That's very interesting. So 4-player map picked by the Zerg.
And I sent Swarm hosts.
Really? Okay, I was thinking
Yes.
maybe some super aggressive style as well. But both is possible.
We've seen Snoop play this kind of ZVT Swarm host style, and not many others have done that.
Yeah, I just want to say, I think he's the only one to pull it off because he's the master of Swarm host. So he knows even against Terran how you have to play with Swarm host. While some other Zergs really struggle when they try to do it. Even Snoot had some very hard games against Terran when he was transitioning into Swarm host, and they just killed him.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether Golden decides to throw something a bit wild like that. We talked about it, didn't we? You know, maybe they go for something a bit strange. Maybe they make a different map choice. We've got Deadwing in the pool, so
It's the first time in the round
I
of
think
16.
it is. I think it is the first time we've played it in the 3 days so far. I can't remember it being played so far.
Yeah.
If we get there. Because we are. It was second map.
It's a second map,
It
yeah.
was second
will,
map. Yeah.
I
We're
mean,
definitely going to have it in.
unless the BattleNet shuts down after first map, yeah.
Yeah, no, let's swiftly move on very quickly. Thank you very much, Dennis. Who are you going for pick-wise?
MMA.
Yeah, obvious choice, I think. Okay, let's go and find out whether our commentary team agree and see what they think of the very interesting map choice. It's the wonderful old pairing, of course, of our WCS favourites. It's Apollo and Kalaris.
All right, the highlight of the day is upon us. The winners match here between our two Koreans fighting for that first round of 8 spot from this group, as it's Golden going up against your golden boy.
MMA, he is a golden boy of mine, and I just pointed him and stared him down as he walked to his booth there, if you noticed that. I'm actually very much so looking forward to this, but obviously I really think MMA is going to do well in advance in this group, but I took a decision to go for Golden over MMA.
You did.
And I know that betrays MMA and betrays Team Acer, but I'm definitely feeling Golden for this one.
Okay, talk us through that. Because that's, I mean, a lot of people are pegging MMA here, right?
Everyone's pegging MMA to go first place. If everyone's pegging MMA, which they are in the Fantasy League, and I've picked Golden, if Golden wins, I'm first place. If I picked MMA along with everyone else, I'm not. So that's one reason. Second reason is Golden had such a good round of 32 set of games against Terrans, where he played so good. He showed us aggressive tactics that finished off games early. I think it was Crass that he killed very easily.
Yes.
And then he showed us long games against Daishi as well. So I feel that Golden is very much so all-round in this matchup. He can be aggressive, he can play the long game, and he can play multiple styles as well, whether it be Roach Hydra or Ling Muta Baneling. Despite MMA being a god versus Zerg since forever and his ability to drop, harass, multitask, and be able to build up a big army, I really feel Golden in this one.
And when it comes back to that Daishi series, I kind of agree with you. I mean, that series against Daishi was brilliant, absolutely brilliant to watch. I think probably highlight of the round of 32.
I mean, look at this guy's stats versus Terran.
Yeah, it's actually pretty ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous. He's shown
81%.
such good form across that matchup. I mean, he's 13-3 in this matchup in the WCS system, which is his best stat across all 3 matchups.
Yeah, definitely feeling it here. He's lost 2 games against MMA in the past. One was a random online tournament, and then one was at a Munich Cup, I think it was called, a couple months back, which was actually a LAN in Munich, and it was a cup tournament.
Whoa, okay.
Sick explanation.
Yep.
MMA is definitely the favored here, for sure. You know, he's got great stats as well. He's a WCS champion. He's a 7-time StarCraft champion. He's coming off the back of the DreamHack or DramHack Moscow championship as well. So I mean, I look at it as MMA is favored 70-30, but I believe in that 30.
I think, you know, I think
it's
a nice bet to take. It's a nice bet to take. That 71% is across 17 wins and 7 losses in the WCS system overall. So very, very strong record for MMA, who is a previous champion in this tournament. And he's looking for more points. This is so important for him to get the win, to guarantee those points, to get to BlizzCon, because it would do massive amount. He's like 67% right now, and then if he wins this group as a whole, it jumps up something dramatic by like
85, somewhere around there. So I mean, this is a massive, massive game right now for MMA. It's going to relieve so much pressure going into DreamHack next weekend.
Huge.
If he loses today, he would be looking at you know, a final, a top 4 at DreamHack. Winning here is just the easier way. He's helped himself at DreamHack Moscow. He can do it again today.
All right, let's get into it. Game number 1 as we have spawning up to the top right, the winner of our first series of the day. Representing Alien Invasion, it is Golden.
I believe in him.
And down to the south, a lot of people believe in this guy. It's our blue Terran representing Team Acer. It is MMA.
Who has showed excellent form today. Excellent play. Of course, coming off the back of a DreamHack victory. What do you expect? He played this map against Snoot, if you remember, in the DreamHack semi-finals. Or semi-finals? I think it was semi-finals. Yeah, it was. Where he 2-racks 2 games in a row. So MMA, like Golden, has the ability to be super aggressive to end it fast 2 games in a row, or he can play it out long. There's no problem with that for MMA. He's been training, or was training, specifically to take mana to the long games today, as he mentioned in a broadcast earlier. He's not afraid to do that here as well, if need be.
Well, he's already setting himself up for an add-on on this barracks, as the positioning is nicely tucked in here at the start of this wall. But likewise, I mean, you've already explained Golden's abilities. He can go aggressive. He can go for the long game. On a map like Merry-Go-Round, what do you think he favors here against MMA?
It's definitely a difficult map to play as a Zerg player, because where's your 4th base going to be really taken? That's a big problem here. And it's better for Terran the longer the game goes. Either Golden takes his 4th base on the higher platform next to the Zelnoga Tower, which can be very difficult against a good Terran player who drops and splits his forces up.
Yeah.
Or he takes it to the far left, which is like super far to the left-hand side somewhere. So it's really difficult for him. His 3rd base naturally has to be, I would suppose, in the back there. And then he's got to choose between the 2 middle ones. That's difficult. Then once you're starting to spread yourself so thinly across the left-hand side, drops to the main base become a massive problem. I wonder if he's going to take the approach like a lot of Zergs do and try to end it mid-game, whether it be a Roach Baneling attack, a Roach Hydra attack, a pure Roach attack. Does he go for a 1-1 Roach timing? These different types of attacks, because MMA will be weak as he takes his 3rd base for the first time in this game. It's wide open, not easy to defend. Maybe that's where Golden takes it.
And if I recall correctly, I think Golden actually did things like that on this map in the round of 32.
Yeah, he's definitely capable of all-ins, for sure. Yeah. That's something that MMA will have to be careful about when it comes to his own greed in this matchup.
Definitely. Well, the Overlord's already seen the Reaper heading out, so he knows he has to prepare for that in just a little bit.
He does not want to stay around with that Overlord, though. He will lose it to the Marine if he thinks that's a 2nd Reaper.
Yeah, so being a bit keen about getting full information, but he's going to have to dance around the cliffs, I guess, up to the north or something like that.
MMA's like, surprise!
Uh-oh.
And that's a dead Overlord, and that's a fantastic start for MMA.
Great start, great start. And the Reaper isn't even being that aggressive, actually. It's just sitting around.
No, and the thing is there's 6 Lings on the way, so even if Lings try to come to help, it doesn't matter. The Reaper's there and a 2nd Marine.
Yeah, so...
Bad start here for Golden.
Oh, well. Lings just being positioned outside, actually going to hunt down the SCV. And that Overlord overall didn't even get any more intel than the fact that 2 Marines were going to kill it. So, not brilliant in the end.
Yeah, very good start for MMA. Supply blocking your opponent at the 4-minute mark's brilliant. 6 Lings won't do anything here with the Reaper still around and waiting. He knows that I don't need to kill a drone. I've killed an Overlord.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I don't lose anything to this. But Zergling speed is on the way. There is a chance here, because the Reaper hasn't spotted anything, that we see a flood of Zerglings coming through. If you get us around on the first 2 Hellions, you can walk over the natural. So will Golden, with the next Overlord being built after that Overlord, choose to build Zerglings? That's his opportunity with the lava that will pop from the main base shortly. Does he want to build Zerglings or drones?
A few extra drones being added on, but you're right, there was certainly a very good opportunity
there. More lava here.
Yeah, there is.
Zergling speed is very close. The Overlord's about to pop. What's it going to be? Drones. So no aggression.
False alarm.
False alarm. 2nd gas starport on the way for MMA with the Tech Lab, so we are going to see Hellion Banshee here. I think it's a fantastic approach against a Zerg player not too sure what strategy he's going to use against you. It's very good defensively.
For now, Golden's going to have to just play it greedily. But overall, I think that more so than most maps, creep spread is so important on this map to establish not only the defense of the 3rd base, but also then trying to transition on, if you're not going to try and kill them in the mid-game, to actual that 4th base. Because you said you get spread so thin, of course, but creep spread's always going to help that if you do get that spread that thin.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very important for Golden, of course. Banshee with Cloak on the way, and there's been no Overlord scout from Golden. Probably doesn't want to lose his 2nd Overlord in this game, so he's going to run the risk of hoping this isn't the case. And this is a 3rd command center, for example. But currently, with no spores, no lair, no detection, he's in trouble. The Roach one's been put down in a very hidden location. So it looks like we are going to see a Roach Baneling attack, but he's walking into a wall. it's Hellion Banshee.
Yeah.
It's the best to deal with this attack. There's no fast third command center. Obviously, the Banshee's going to go uncontested. Here's the 4 Overlords in production. He's going to go for it.
It really shows MMA
nice
has been doing quite a bit of good homework on his opponent, knowing that there's the potential of something that is aggressive, even though he doesn't know about it just yet.
Yeah, it depends where the Banshee is when this attack happens, and does he spot it early, because that does assist MMA a lot. But MMA will have a wall, and he's going to probably start to figure this out very shortly. 9 roaches on the way. And Golden is going to take this map in the way that I thought he might. Aggression. Just to try to finish it earlier. And there's the Bailey Nest as well. And MMA sees 5 lings, that's it.
Yeah,
roaches were hidden.
Some hidden.
Obviously, not built yet.
Very, very nice little hiding of the extra lings as well here.
Look at the Banshee just kind of chilling on the right-hand side here in case there is going to be an attack.
That's actually brilliant.
And he sees no drones on the 3rd, which is a little bit weird, and no queen over there to spread creep.
Quite alarming. There's a lot of Zerglings now in production. He does see the roaches. He sees the roaches with the Hellions at the front, so pulls back with those Hellions, trying to find a route out because he was already pinned back by the Zerglings.
Yeah, bunker being built now. Can he make the defense here? He's got a Banshee destroying the main mineral line, and hopefully a Banshee at home as well. There should be a second one and a third one on the way.
But back home, he doesn't have that many units. 3 Marines, 3 Hellions. There's another Banshee on the way, of course. Extra bunkers are being added on in layers to try and hold off against this. As he sees Banelings being morphed in on his doorstep, he's got to react now. He's trying to repair this as much as he possibly can do. Those Banelings are going to break it down fast once they're done.
And is he going to make the hold here? This is going to be a very important moment here for MMA.
Needs to get in that bunker. The wall is already down without any Banelings even doing any damage to the wall, so you can use those on the bunker to start off the aggression. Still not that many units out, but with the Banshee back and an extra Banshee popping, he should be able to hold on quite nicely.
Yeah, needed to kind of make a wall maybe on that natural, but he's holding on for now. He is down a lot in SCVs, but he's also killed a lot. He's killed 17, or no, 7 or so. Golden's killed 17. MMA has killed 7 of his own. 3rd command center there. Yeah. Does not want to lose more, though.
Yeah, needs to kill these Banelings. Needs to focus those down, get those SCVs out of there. Just make sure that the roaches aren't killing off too much, because right now it's 23 workers to 27. So
that's
Golden,
still okay for MMA.
Yeah, exactly. Golden isn't exactly miles ahead, and he's trying to wall off. He actually walls off a few more roaches with his factory whilst all of this is going on.
He was a little bit late with that wall off, to be honest, and he's lost, 8 or so more SCVs than he should have because that wall off wasn't there. And
behind this now, it's all gun-ho drones for Golden, droning towards that 3rd base that was looking to add the lava onto this aggression. So, for now, I think that Golden's done quite a bit.
Yeah, he's done a lot here, and it's going to. We'll have to see how much these Banshees can do, because if they go aggressive, the Lings can run around and still be aggressive themselves.
But I got to ask, with the 3rd command center being done behind all of this, how much does this give MMA the opportunity to keep powering on?
He can power on, but he mustn't lose any more SCVs. He's already lost too many in this game.
Hellions need to keep dancing, because those Lings will get the wraparound and shut them down. Really good positioning there, but in the end, I mean, they just don't have enough firepower to deal with that flood of Lings.
And he's losing even more SCVs now.
This is getting a bit out of control. He's trying to target down even some mules there. Really weaken the economy lines here of MMA.
And 11 drones popping, so 36 SCVs. That was successful there for Golden. MMA did not spot it in time. He spotted it way too late. Banshee out of position. Hellions got killed on the other side of the map. There is a small window for MMA to do damage now with these 3 Banshees, obviously. There's no really anti-air, aside from static defense and a few queens. But he can target the queens down. He needs to find a blind spot if there is one to find.
Yeah, he's actually added on even 2 extra spores in his main base because he really, really wants to protect the layer by the looks of things more so than anything. But the tech is vulnerable. I mean, there are vulnerabilities here where, as you rightly say, that damage can be done.
Yeah, 1 queen down already. More drones on the side there. He's found a weak spot.
He's found a weak spot on the layer. That's why 3 spores are here to try and protect that. Needs to do a little bit of repositioning himself to shut this down. And Banshee's sitting around, going to have to move on back for now. They probably could have actually brought down that spore whilst it was burrowing.
Surprised that Golden didn't try to squeeze out the Spire here. And he's just choosing to go for a +1 attack and a Hydralisk Den of all things.
Getting a Baneling Nest won't be too bad, but...
So trying to kill off these Banshees is going to be difficult. It's only Queens which aren't that good here. And a couple of Spore Crawlers.
So he's going to keep Golden on his toes whilst he's trying to rebuild back home. He's got a few extra barracks being added on, a little bit later than normal, obviously, because he was slowed down in the early stages.
Almost got another Queen there.
In range of those Spore Crawlers, doesn't want to be doing that, but gets the Queen as well.
Nice pick up there, and he's going for another Queen. He's killed, what, 3 Queens now?
Yeah,
3 Queens.
Loses a Banshee. But in the end, they did do well for themselves.
Lots of damage. Of course, lava injects have been missed. The creep spread isn't ideal, but the creep spread is focusing on one attack through the middle. Hydras, And that's it, really. I guess he can add in a couple of roaches if his gas is a little bit low here. But good kind of recovery from MMA. He's still behind in economy, but he's getting up towards having an army, and he's about to risk not being attacked now, as he's going to drop inside the main base while that Hellion and Banshee go harass that third a little bit more.
Overall, he didn't see the Hydralisk den. Is there anything that MMA can pick up on to say that this is kind of the follow-up to this?
No, he does not know the follow-up. Does not know exactly.
Okay, so it's going to have to be a bit careful, that's for sure, as the drop is now continuing in the main.
You will start to figure out the follow-up now, though, because these units must defend.
Yep, they must. Coming back, pushing away that. It's only 6 Marines, actually, but his 4th base is definitely going to be shut down by those 2 Banshees, so he's really getting his bang for his buck on those.
Yeah, MMA's still a couple of minutes away from having an army, though, and the Ling Hydra production has started, and it is very, very good right now. There's a lot of Hydralisks, there's a lot of Lings with this as well. MMA will get 1-1 soon, in about 1 minute's time. So, you know, roughly 16 minutes and 30 seconds, and then he may be okay. But there's a lot of units on the way for Golden.
Yeah, and picking up those Marines in the middle is a nice start. Also getting some of these Hellions really will help out as well.
Yeah, 16 roaches to join the already 12 or so Hydralisks. I think that is going to probably run MMA over. I don't think he's going to be quite ready for this.
Yeah, and even if it doesn't completely kill him off, it's probably going to push the 3rd base back at least. So he's going to be hurting and reeling from all of this.
Maybe the Banshees could be the difference, though. There is an Overseer with this, but the Banshees are going to be dealing out a lot of damage. And if the Hydralisks can't get close enough to the Banshees, they will deal out a lot of damage. So
yeah, maybe the Widowmines can be the changer.
There's a changeling within this army. There is an enemy amongst the allies.
Uh-oh. Got to be careful. Got to be careful.
Spots the army here. And MMA knows what's coming now. He's seen this.
Might have to run away from there, MMA. That's quite the army itself. 84 army supply to 62 as...
Got to micro these Banshees.
He needs those alive.
You need these.
Oh, okay. Losing those is not a good start here for MMA, as Golden still up in terms of army supply. Splitting Lings forwards as well to soak up some of these Widowmines. A brilliant play, because he has the Overseer there. They're always going to die during that.
Remember that MMA doesn't need his 3rd currently. He just needs to be able to defend this. Can he?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a big wall of roaches with Hydralisks behind for their big firepower themselves. Also, the Marines, trying to hold on against this. He has to sacrifice SCVs to tank whilst all of this is going on. This is going to be difficult.
Yeah. Thor comes in to help.
Thor might be able to deal out quite a lot of damage here. MMA plummeting in terms of supply, though. Golden trying to push on forward. The Marines dealing out surprisingly a lot of damage because the medevacs are helping them out. And Roach Hydra against that kind of concave isn't going to be able to win just yet.
No, not yet, but maybe the reinforcements can be enough here. MMA is going to take the fight in the open once again.
Having to push all of this back. How are we doing in terms of army supply? It looks like it's just been a bit too much. Picking up the Thor, trying to get that out of there. Really needs to keep that alive for the extra damage.
Nice use of the high ground there. Golden can't see up. Got to save that 3rd. Tank's on the way and 2-2, though. The longer the game goes, the better MMA would naturally become until we see a transition into the Hive, which that's what the infestation pit's for. And most likely, either can go into Swarm Host from that, could go up to the Hive itself and actually try to get Vipers.
Takes the engagement again. He's got a big concave here as the Roaches are going to try and worm their way to the back of this line, get to that siege tank. They bring that down. That limits a lot of the damage, as well as the Thor falling as well. I think he might have just broken the back of MMA.
Yeah, MMA really wants to mine from that 3rd. He knows he has to, so he took a fight that wasn't necessarily he was going to win, and that could have cost him the game.
And he's on top of all of this now. There's not really that many Marines, not that much bio left over. Getting those Widowmines is important as he brings those down instantly. Focus firing the important key units. He'll be pushed back once again, but Golden is winning this war.
But he had to use SCVs to fight there, and now he's down to 35. His 3rd command center will not be mined from a long time.
66 workers killed. It's just, unfortunately for MMA, spiraling out of control as Golden is playing a great game 1.
2-2 is on the way here. And will upgrades even matter, though, because it does become a numbers game. With the economy so big for Golden and so weak here for MMA, you just simply can't really rebuild very often. You see his minerals, they're not even going above 50 because a Marine costs 50 minerals and he's a boom, 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 boom. Always got to be building everything he can. And not a lot of money here for MMA.
Got to be hitting that macro, trying to get those siege tanks out as well. Only has 1 to his name right now with a 2nd one on the way. And once the Hive finishes, once he even gets up to Blinding Clouds, how is this army supposed to stand and fight? It's just not going to be able to.
I mean, Hydra's have +2 now.
Yeah, this is just going to be the killing blow. Right on top of this bio, killing off the siege tank, killing off the rest of the Marines. A few more SCVs are going to die in the process. GG. Golden takes game number 1 in the winners match.
Aggressive. His attack was spotted late, and it worked. And from that, gained an advantage, which he did well with. Obviously took a bit of damage versus the Banshees afterwards, but weathered the storm. and is making Apollo look like a god with predictions.
Good job, man. Good job so far. Still needs to win the series, though.
Yeah.
But after seeing that game, he played MMA pretty darn well. MMA is going to have to reevaluate things.
Yeah, and that's a map which MMA probably would have liked to have won out of the 3 here. Dead Wing is the second map, and then King Sejong final map between these two. Game in hand now for Golden. Going over to Dead Wing. It's a large map here.
But it was picked by Golden, which is very, very important.
Yeah, Golden's last veto was Catalina, more so than Dead Wing here, which I don't blame him for. Catalina's a very difficult map to play against. A good terrain on, lots of drops everywhere, and just kind of difficult overall. Dead Wing, funny enough, Golden got rid of Nimbus as his first veto, which I completely agree with as well. Trying to take a 4th base on that map is hard. When the terrain controls the middle, it's very difficult. So Dead Wing naturally just thrown in there. MMA doesn't like to play on Foxtrot and Overgrowth were his 2. Overgrowth is sometimes questionable. Terrans don't really like that map as much. Pocket 4th base can be difficult to deal with. Can't really get there very often. But Dead Wing is in the mix, so a massive map here. 3 players spawning, as I learned the hard way. I have that one.
And I wonder if MMA actually wants to go for an early tank. I mean, it's very, very, well, it has been popular in the past.
Yeah, and it could come out. The early tank here is a strategy that you place the tank behind the opponent's natural and then try to siege from that position and get some damage done here. We could see Roach Hydra Bus again coming out from Golden. But it is an easy map to take 3 and 4 bases, which for Terran is good.
Yeah, there's a nice wraparound of bases, which really does help out. As long as you bring down those rocks nice and early when you're defending those locations, all is good. Anyway, game number 2 now. Golden leads 1-0. Looking nice and tidy in game number 1. As we have, spawning up to the top left-hand corner, it's our red Zerg. 1 game away from the round of 8. It is Alien Invasion's Golden. Down to the bottom right-hand corner, as our blue Terran representing Team Acer, it is MMA.
He gambled a little bit there that ended his game, but he's going to gamble again here. We are going to see 2 barracks come out from MMA. And he did this twice versus Snoot at DreamHack and eliminated the Norwegian. And now he's going to do it again here from Golden. But Golden's first Overlord, funny enough, is going through the middle of the map currently, and that is perfect against this. The location for the 2 barracks is in between the top 2 bases here, and Golden is going to have a very good scout here. He's moving his first Overlord. Unless he changes this, this is a perfect scout.
Going right to the heart of it.
This is huge, and if he pulls away his Overlord and builds a spawning pool...
Yeah, if he doesn't reveal that he's seen this...
Well, it is going to be a gas, so it's not a 2 barracks, it's just a single one. It's going to be with a gas, so it's going to be a Reaper here, but he's just got to hide his Overlord.
Wow.
And MMA does not see above that cliff area. And Golden has full vision on this. And this is an easy spawn and pull first here, very early queen. And MMA's barracks is simply on the other side of the map.
Yep. And that can cause you a lot of problems if this doesn't really do a halt. Of course, it's going to force Lings out, and then they're going to be defending for a while, dancing around until the queen comes out. But how does it happen later on? Because obviously MMA is going to need to wall off, etc.
Yeah.
So there is opportunity, I feel.
Oh, Golden! Yes. I think what he's doing. The Overlord. Oh. So what I think he's looking at here, look how he's bringing his Overlord down. And he's showing it.
Oh,
he's like, by the way, MMA, I'm to the top right, mate. Go to the top right. I'm telling you, my Overlord came from the top right. I've seen it. And MMA is, going over there. You're like, all right, let me go over there and have a quick look. And he's not there. Cool little mind game.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Not going to make too much difference, though, as the Reaper's not even out. But, of course, if a bunker or something has started outside vision range, it could have worked. But already a queen in Zerglings on the way. And even the follow-up, which is the best spot here for Golden, with gas down as well. He's going to get Zergling speed very early. He's going to deal with the Reapers very easily. And he will launch a counterattack here.
There was a funny move there where the Overlord span around in a circle as the SCV passed it again, as if to say, yeah, I fooled you, but...
And MMA's got to be gutted. He's like, God, he's got Zerglings out. No way. Does he spot... There's a lot of Zerglings as well.
That is a lot of Zerglings.
And he's got speed.
Uh-oh.
And now you have to start thinking about, walling off, thinking about getting some...
Is it even going to get out? Oh! This is not good for MMA. He's got another Reaper on the way, but it's the Queen's already there. The Queen can hold the defense while the Zerglings are running back. The wall is a command center and supply depots for now.
The Reaper is going to be the only defense. It will defend on the high ground here without more gas being built. He can't break the wall. So the Reaper's going to chill behind the command center and supply depots, but MMA's on one base, pretty much. He's building the second, of course, but he's not going to mine from this for a long time. This allows Golden the opportunity to drone up massively now and take a third base very shortly as well, which is going to be uncontested. And MMA's got to wait till Hellions are out. You actually need to wait till Hellions are out before you can do anything in this game.
Exactly. I mean, there's the other side of the spectrum that I thought might happen, which would be Golden taking a bit more gas and then getting a bit more aggressive. But why? Why even bother if you are going to take that like nice macro lead off the back of this?
Yeah, and he's getting it. I mean, this is... bad news bears. There's an Overlord coming around the top right here, which should spot the third command center eventually. And with the greed that MMA's going for, he's tucked on one base, got to wait till Hellions are out before he can deal with these. Oh, jumps away, and it's going to be fine here.
Needs to get back up.
Yeah, we got to see a third hatchery come in soon for Golden to stretch his economic lead in this game.
Yeah. This is very, very interesting now. This is played out to start things off. Barracks is now back, so that can get into gear.
The faster MMA gets his second base, the better it is for him. The longer, the worse this is.
Yeah.
He's got to get his natural mining.
He's getting Tech Lab on that barracks as well to switch out for the starport by looks of things.
Overlord spots the third command center here. A perfect scout from Golden. Also is going to look for the... No, he's not going to. Turns around from the follow-up. He doesn't care. He knows whatever it is going to be, it's going to be late because that third is so early.
Reaper's just darting straight to the natural to have a little bit of a look around. I think he wants a lot of information himself. He was a bit in the dark as to what was going on behind that because obviously he was pushed away by the Lings and the ability of speed and certainly needed to know what was going on.
So very low SCV count, just 27 here. Will, of course, start a recovery soon. This is going to be Hellion and Banshee without the cloak, unless he dedicates his next bit of gas to it, which doesn't make sense because there's a Tech Lab on the barracks on the way. So it's going to be Hellion and cloakless Banshees to try do damage.
10 drones, lots of drones, loving it from Golden, playing greedy.
And the Reaper has been cleared up on that left-hand side now, so no extra units. And a wonderful setup here for Golden, who I would imagine is going to throw down some evolution chambers very shortly.
Yeah, and he'll set himself up so well going into this mid-game. MMA, though, likewise, on his side of things. Stim has begun. Banshee number... Is it number 1? Oh, yeah, okay, so it's only the first one. So looking to do some damage, but don't think Golden will be too bothered by one Banshee with no cloak. I think
interestingly enough, he's chosen the layer first here, which is technically a little bit safer because you can get the overseers if there are going to be Banshees. Also opens up Roach speed very early as well. If we were to see a Roach Warren start in the next couple of seconds, he'd be able to build Roach speed when the Roach Warren starts. No, but it is double evolution chamber. So going to be some form of upgrades, whether it be Zerglings or Roach Hydra.
Yeah. And bringing down those rocks to make sure nothing can be exploited, all importantly, because that can be really, really irritating.
These Hellions have the opportunity to run past onto creep. There is only 10 Zerglings and only a couple of Queens. Golden is playing very greedy, of course, at this point. I wonder if MMA even spots that. Finds a weak spot, though, with the Banshee. 2-3 kills.
Yeah, Banshee might put him a little bit off guard here as well. If he's dealing with the Banshee at the back and prioritizing that, how are the Hellions going to run? But he's got good Overlord positioning on the entrance to his base, so that's going to give him a really good heads up to reposition.
Nice. MMA has a quick look. There's not many Lings here.
Yeah, they've got to really, really be careful.
There's not. Once these goes down.
Queen trying to help out. Push that away for a second. But more Lings are on the way. They're buying a little bit of time. Yeah,
and the Viking going to be a right nuisance here. It is attack upgrades, by the way. Balin S coming in, I think, just in case this was going to be some kind of Hellbat play, because he's not quite sure. Oh, no. Baneling speed actually being dedicated to. We're going to see a Roach Baneling all in with both speed upgrades for both sets of units.
And this could be scary.
And this requires a tank.
Yes, it does.
This requires a tank to break down the Banelings, and then hopefully the rest of the units can do something here. But again, Golden going aggressive versus MMA.
MMA adding on additional barracks here to try and get his production going super fast during all of this.
He might switch his factory onto the Tech Lab here.
He may have to.
He's a little bit slow with his upgrades as well. He hasn't started the 1-1 as Funker's showing us.
Yeah. And this is going to hit really hard, because if he's got 1-1 along with these Roaches...
Scans shows Baneling speed, but he doesn't find the Roach Warren, unfortunately.
By the time 1-1's finished, it's going to be too late.
I mean,
before
that
he
looks
knows.
normal.
Yeah,
that looks like 1-1 Zergling and Banelings.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a turret started in a second. He hasn't read into this yet.
No, not at all. Armory being added on as well here, just to be able to, I guess, get the Hellbats in motion. But +1 weapons has only just started now, along with +1 himself. So maybe he was lining that up and assumed that 1-1 had sired, but that would be kind of ambitious, actually.
All right, well, MMA needs to spot this. He's going to be so far out in the open. No reinforcements come and help either because the rocks aren't destroyed in between these two bases.
Ooh.
The Viking, nope.
It almost spotted. So
Nope.
close.
And in the middle of the map, he will spot it now, but he's going to have to pick up and get out with these units. He's going to lose them if not.
Oh, there's 2 Widow Mines, 2 Burrow. Will they do any damage at all? They catch quite a lot of those roaches,
There's
so they
no
weaken a
bunkers,
few.
Chloris. There's 21 Banelings being made. MMA is looking at a 0-2 right now. If Golden's able to pull this off.
Golden's bringing the thunder so fast to this game. Baneling's morphing in. The roaches are already in the fray, killing off a lot of this bio themselves. Hellbat's trying to hold the fort as well, but there really isn't even that much army left here for MMA.
If MMA holds, he's going to be a god, but I'm not sure this is going to work out too well for him. There are so many units here. There's no Widow Mines to stop the Banelings breaking down this wall. The Banshees are trying, but it's too slow.
It's going to fall very, very fast there. Banelings roll on forwards, trying to get on top of the army, prioritizing that. If they can kill the majority of this off, then the Roaches are going to do a lot. Also, more Lings probably going to be flooding forwards here whilst all of this goes on. The Roaches are alive. That 1-1 helped so much against the upgradeless army here of MMA.
Yeah, and that's what's making the big difference here, upgrades.
More Lings flood on in. These SCVs are stranded during all of this as well. He literally depots because he can't.
Yeah.
He can't let these units in.
The Banshee's the hero here, having 17, 18 kills here. Queen comes into the mix. 2 Widow Mines, though, going to make a big difference. MMA's got a lot of Marine Marauders left, and he's starting to make this hold.
More Banelings on the way, trying to get that wall up again. Needs some of these Banelings to at least crash into that to keep MMA's hopes alive in this game.
Yeah, he's mining freely from that third base. It's making a massive difference for MMA.
More Banelings trying to roll on forwards here, but the splits are good from MMA considering his position. Still the Roaches and Lings persist, though. Unit count, there's only 10 Marines out, but as you said,
he's
the
finally
Banshee...
at 1-1 now.
Oh, the upgrades kicking in. That Banshee just keeps going to town. It's been absolutely impossible to deal with.
24 kills on that Banshee now.
Oh, those Widow Mines not really working out hugely brilliantly for MMA there, but in the end, he does hold.
He does hold. He makes the hold. A fantastic effort there from MMA. You really didn't expect him to. And with Marauders and, you know, the Marines being upgraded now, and the Banshee's still alive, he will push this back with ease from this point.
With more Widow Mines on the way, that's going to help out quite a lot. Go Banshee, get as many kills as you possibly can, because right now, well, all you have to do is keep stimming back this bio and making sure that you can stood a step against it, picking off the Lings, as there's only Roaches really now to go up against this, and the Medivacs are providing good healing here to keep this away.
He continues the hold from this point on, and are we going to see a transition come in maybe from Golden? He's just continuing to build units, continuing to warp in more units. Those Widow Mines got some good shots in the middle there, but with every second that ticks by, MMA is getting in better and better shape. He's going to take his high ground now instead of that low third. He's got 2-2 on the way. The Banshee with 29 kills, still alive in this game. Some better positions for these Widow Mines. And all you got to do here is build some bunkers, I would imagine, and just sit down and lock the door, lock the windows.
Golden's going to try and keep putting his head against this wall, but can it really happen with the bio now having gathered momentum? MMA feels comfortable enough to have 2-2 on the way, and King Banshee, of all things, just keeps on trucking.
Widow Mine does a lot of damage to the Marines there.
Nothing to contest it, as once again tries to push on, but there's still a lot of Banelings. The splits need to be good to hold off against that, but MMA in true colors continues on with the splits. There's not that many Marines left over, but as the bio keeps coming through, the reinforcement point for MMA is enough to make this happen. He has so many barracks back
He's got to pull SCVs here right now. The Banshee's got to keep working away. That's at 37 kills now, but SCVs are being killed off here for MMA, and that's not good. That's not good at all.
35 workers have been killed off, but he's still at 44 against 56.
Yeah, more and more units being streamed out. Remember, he's so close to 2-2. Get to 2-2, this stops. Golden, very close in supply, which is actually good for MMA, and he will push this back once again. More money, more dedication to more Banelings must be commit here. Bunkers are going to be made. The stubbornness for MMA is over. And like I said, he's 1 minute away. 1 minute away from 2-2.
The wind is slowly going from the sails here of the Zergers. There's really not a whole lot of opportunity left for him here. The supply counts have been evened up.
48 kills on the Banshee.
Well done, Banshee. You did well. You did well.
And MMA continues this 5 minute hold here pretty much. And he's zooming in on 2-2, which is where he starts to take every fight easily from this point, with no 2-2 upgrades from Golden, no Mutalisks, no Infestors, no higher tech units to actually combat the Marine Marauders. He's going to be having a very difficult time here. That was a brilliant hold from MMA. Absolutely fantastic and flawless play from him.
Worker counts even. MMA now flying up in that upgrade position. And for Golden, he wasn't even joining again. He's just morphing in Banelings, getting more Zerglings, trying to go for another blunt force push. And it's all been seen. It's all been seen once again by these medevacs.
Yeah, this is where you've got to just use your medevacs to your advantage here. There's nothing to stop these fly-in units. And to be honest, MMA does not need to be aggressive out in the open.
No, he does not. It could be his downfall if he's not too careful about all of this, but he's up in terms of supply now. His production back at home is fierce compared to what we're seeing here from Golden, who is just waning. There's not a whole lot he can do here if the splits are good from MMA.
Widowmine hits. Oh, actually on the Terran army.
Ooh, got to be very, very careful about that. He catches some of the Banelings whilst they're rolling on forwards with another one of those Widowmines. There's not actually that much fire there, but the bunker is going to be able to hold strong against only a few roaches left over.
This is the last-ditch attack. GG MMA. With a drop going on inside the main base. At the same time there, we caught a glimpse of fantastic hold from MMA, who looked like he would have been defeated on that map, but that was pure brilliance from MMA.
And I think that's why you call him Golden Boy when it comes to things like that.
That was fantastic. Definitely a memory to be had there, and one to remember for a long time. That was a beautiful, beautiful defense from, of course, a former champion of the WCS. Unfortunately, Golden's hyper-aggressive play, Game 2, did not work out this time, even though it definitely looked like it could have.
Well, that means now we come to King Sejong Station for map number 3 between these. And we've already seen a brilliant game from Golden during the round of 32 against Daishi. But when it comes to MMA, he's I would say, a level above Daishi.
Yep.
So do you think,
of course,
do you think Golden can still persevere here?
Definitely think so. Definitely think Golden can do this, but MMA played brilliantly there. He had a tap on the shoulder from his good old buddy Inu, our translator, from a very good performance there from the Terran. But yeah, I think Golden's definitely, for me, still my favorite, despite no one else believing.
No one else believing.
I believe in you, mate. We'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a good series for sure.
Yeah, already has been with holds like that. All right, let's get into it. Game number 3 then. King Sejong Station is our map. Our 2 Koreans fighting for a spot in the round of 8 as we have spawning to the bottom right. It's our red Zerg representing alien invasion. It is Golden. And up to the top left, our blue Terran making the hold. Representing Team Acer, it is MMA.
So, would you like some out of the blue information, Claris?
I certainly would.
Randomly, as this game gets underway, considering there is no early aggression. Did you know King Sejong Station is based on an old Korean king who actually made the Korean language Hangul?
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay. I didn't know if you did or not. He was a king of Korea back in 1397, was born. Died at the age of 52. Some random facts coming in here.
That's true.
And it was, well, had his reign in between the years 1418 and 1450, Claris.
Thank you very much. And I also have to give him props for, in my opinion, being one of the smartest guys out there, considering the way he formulated the language, which is apparently very simple, very mathematical, and very easy to learn.
And that's the name behind King Sejong Station.
There we
I don't
go.
know if anyone else knew that. I didn't until today.
History with Apollo and Kylaris.
Yep. It's a little fun fact for you. All right, brilliant play there from MMA. Just, I mean, that is just MMA to a T. When he plays like that, I think anybody, whether you like StarCraft or not, can appreciate that, because that was pure brilliance, I thought.
Yeah, it was
very, very, very good hold.
And already geared himself up just to cut corners, just position this as best he can with an extra add-on to wall off that. And gas has already been taken here from Golden as well to hold off against any Reapers that are coming along.
Yeah, get circling speed really early into the game. Of course, around the 6-minute mark it'll be, which means MMA cannot use the Reaper anymore in this game. And it also opens up the opportunities for Golden to be aggressive again, whether it's going to be a Roach bailing all in or something, you know, a little bit deeper into the game. But Golden can choose from that. He did in game 1 and kind of did in game 2. More of a reaction, though, in game 2 compared to game 1.
MMA being ranked 17th in the WCS system right now, it's got to weigh so much on his mind when it comes to the tournament that he's playing so far. And he's playing Stockholm as well, I believe, correct? So
Yes.
he's winning one more game here and propelling yourself forwards to the round of 8 is of such importance that we need to keep reiterating.
Yeah, this is a massive map here for MMA. Of course, it's not all or nothing. If he loses here, he would go up against Mana, again, who he did take care of quite easily in the previous set that he played. And of course, the easy road to victory is just a nice, easy win on King Sejong Station.
Oh,
Squeeze. Squeeze is out there. And MMA does know about the Zergling speed being on his way, so won't stay around for too much longer, I would imagine. So far, single gas from MMA, which is pushing him towards the third command center plate, which again could push Golden to be aggressive here.
Nothing too much out of the ordinary in the end, as it's just drones here for Golden. And I'm wondering if Golden is willing to let this go longer. He's already starting to work on the rocks at his natural.
Yeah, which would suggest that he wants to play the game longer, because you don't need to kill these rocks to do an all-in, and it more so opens up the potential 4th base to be on this right-hand side, more so than on the left. So just that kind of kill in the rocks tells me that he'd more than likely prefer to be more so passive in this game compared to not.
Yeah.
And interestingly, we have a starport being baited here by MMA. He's not going towards that third command center. He decided to take the second gas and go for the starport here. So by the looks of it, it could be a switch over to the Banshee straight away. Could be a Viking first, and maybe then just a couple of, or maybe even a Medivac after that.
Looking to get a bit of more aggression turned on nice and quick, potentially. Yeah, there's 2 Hellions already out on the field. Another 2 going to be joining those very soon. Stim starts.
Yeah, so it's going to be a Viking, and then maybe a Medivac afterwards. I doubt it. It could be a Medivac first, of course. But I think Viking.
Yeah, he knows that there's overlords already near him, so get some guaranteed damage is always nice, as long as he can kill one and then try and hunt down the other one, which is probably going to retreat.
Yeah, and to be honest, he can still drop with 8 Marines afterwards, after with the Medivac. Roach Warren on the way, though, towards the back. We'll see if he uses it aggressively or not. The spine was built, then cancelled. And 3 overlords opening up the supply here. Are we going to see aggression? He's killing those back rocks. May escape through the back as his route to be aggressive with. Could look at it in that angle as well. As if he keeps the Hellions on the creep on the left-hand side, then escapes out the back. I think that might be the case, actually. I thought he was opening it for the later part of the game.
Yeah, a lot of overlords opening up the supply.
He's going to do it.
A lot of overlords.
He's going to do it.
Yeah, he is.
There it is. 7 Roaches on the way. He's going to escape out the back here. And if MMA doesn't see this early, we could have a repeat of game number 1 here. Viking and Medivac on the way. Stim.
Sneaky guy. How often do you actually cover the vision of that back? And not too often.
Yeah, you don't really. That's why, I mean, I didn't even really think about it to be an aggressive outlook there for him. 3rd command center down. MMA in the dark. Roaches will escape from the back here. Will any queens prevent anything? Oh, the Viking is on the right, but misses everything. Hellions, what are they going to see, though?
If they have no resistance at all at the top of that ramp, you must be thinking, well, what is going on? But
Medivac, though, maybe. Oh my God, there's roaches!
Go away,
He's got to build bunkers and go home straight away.
Yeah, definitely.
Can maybe the Hellions get some pot shots here? Maybe not on the roaches per se, but... Whoa,
is it a little bit desperate?
No, no, you don't want to lose your Hellions here. MMA loses 2 Hellions instantly.
He needs every unit, absolutely.
Can Golden go through in first place? Here's the Baneling morph. 13 of them. 4 bunkers coming in from MMA. Spotted this late, but not super late.
And more overlords on the way to open up even more supply to rally across here, as once now he starts working on one of these supply depots, trying to open this up. If you can get the Banelings in there without having to break the wall down.
2 bunkers complete in the nick of time.
Oh, they should be able to hold on for quite a bit, but they're next to each other, so the Banelings can kill them off more efficiently. That's a good pickup there for Golden, who goes up the ramp trying to do some more damage. There's only 7 Marines out with this.
Yeah, there's not a lot of units here for MMA. The front wall is broken. The units are inside. There's no combat shields. There is a single barracks. There's 3 command centers, 2 engineer bays. Golden's looking at a first place right now. I don't think this hold's going to be possible for MMA.
Golden goes for the throw. That one Baneling being spent not really effectively at all. Goes down to the Marine in the bunker, but there's 3 more Banelings morphing in. These roaches just sitting on top of this barracks and making it so difficult.
One unit production and one production being used for the factory as well.
Gonna be
a
so
single
hard.
Hellion and a single Marauder per cycle.
Extra Lings on the way as well. There's only one Marine in the bunker. What's it really going to be able to do? Those two Banelings get some good detonations as well on a few SCVs. Extra Banelings morphing in. Golden rallying forwards as he's killing off the rest of the Hellions in the main base. And wow, wow, wow. MMA is almost done here.
He is dead. Chloris Golden's through in first place. And oh boy, is he happy about that. First place for Golden in the round of 16 from Group C. A very good performance from him here. Very aggressive and tenacious Zerg. He's through in first. And he is
so happy.
Very happy, but this guy's not.
No, he is not. That is not the result he expected from that series. As, well, Golden is our Zerg moving through in first place in this group. And Sean, Mr. Sean Apollo Clark, how happy are you right now?
Is a prediction god.
You're pretty happy.
Yeah, I believed in Golden today, and I thought he could advance through, which is why I said he'd go through in first place. But MMA, that's a sour loss there for sure. He's going to be feeling the bitterness of that one for a bit. There's 3 games in a row, 3 aggressive plays. He's probably thinking to himself, why third command center? Why double engineering bay? Why so much greed when I wasn't really going on? How come I didn't use the Hellions to go up to the natural? Why didn't I see the bat? All these things coming through, of course. A very sad loss there for MMA, who will have to play again shortly in a rematch versus Mana.
Yep, and that is going to be coming up pretty darn soon. But before we get to that, let's talk to our first place finisher in Group C. It's Golden.
Thank you, gents. We've decided to come and mob the audience because they've been cheering very loudly for both players this evening. Congratulations, Golden. Fabulous, wasn't it? Very good. So, MMA, I know, is your friend, but enemies now in the game because you have to beat him, right? So you win the first game. Very good. Second game? What did MMA throw? What did MMA do? Amazing, right?
Yeah, he did amazing. Yeah.
It was an incredible hold. No one thought he was going to hold on to that.
I thought I already win that game, so 2-0, but his defense is incredible. So I lost that game.
What about map 3?
Game 3 was mind game because I used the Roach Vein Burst a lot in past and game number 1 and game 2. So I thought he never ever going to bench in game 3. So I decided to play with Roach and Vein again. Then I did it.
Yeah, it was too good. Have you seen Snoop playing Swarmhost versus Terrans? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw his play against Terran with the Swarmhost, but honestly, that was not good. I think I never win with Swarmhost against Terran, so I will never use Swarmhost, never ever.
Okay. What about the map choices? Why did you pick Deadwing?
Actually, I really like Deadwing because my style is kind of speedy with Lings and Mutas, but in this series I never used Muta, but usually I use the Muta alright. So Deadwing is my favorite map ever.
Okay, so you're through to the quarterfinals now. That's awesome. 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah, it's more best happy.
Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Golden is through. Stay there. He's through. And we're going to do something a little bit different now because we've got a chap with us who can help break down some games. So, Dennis, I happen to think that was an incredible hold from MMA. You heard Golden. He said the same thing.
Yeah, it was insane on Deadwing, the second map. He basically had no idea what was happening for a while, and then the Zerg crushed into his third natural, and he somehow defended it. At some point he even started 2-2. It was crazy, the hold.
So you're going to take us through a little bit of analysis.
Yeah, we can
show
do
us
that.
exactly what went down with the aid of our observer, of course, Funker, who's I don't know how he's still awake. Frankly, got here this morning, but he's still awake.
Yeah, that's true. So basically, that's the first time when he finally found out what is going on. He got some very nice Widowmine shots, and he still has 1 Banshee, right? And it's only a single. It's only a
Brian the Banshee.
And it's only a single bunker. Nothing at the third, basically, to defend. He's trying to defend here, but he will find out there is no way you can defend against this amount. And the Banshee is racking up the kills. 9, 10 already. And we will see a single queen later on joining the fight, trying to snipe the Banshee, but won't be successful.
But at this point, we were all thinking, okay, this looks really bad for MMA now.
It does,
it's almost a great composition from Golden. Golden was pretty sure he was going to go and smash this.
Yeah, like 10 Banelings left, a lot of Roaches, Zerglings. We see in the production tab reinforcements for Golden running over. And MMA, the only thing he has running for him is a very good production and his third base. If we can have a look there, the SCVs are still mining. There's not a single Zergling attacking any of the SCVs. So that's a slight mistake by Golden, I believe. He should have definitely sent a few units over there.
Do you think he was very focused on the attack and he was just trying to, break this down in here?
Let's get it done. That's what he thought. Like, I'm into the natural already. I break down the bunker. There's no additional bunkers, so let's get it done. Try to win right away. And there's the Queen. We can see the Queen.
Trying to take that Banshee down. Well, let's go, but where's the Banshee now? Let's find him.
Yeah,
so he's up to
kills.
17. Yeah, it's all right. But look, could have gone down. Well, maybe not.
Now, the Queen was shut down by a Widow Mine. So now the Banshee pretty much will stay the whole time and defend whatever is coming. And we see the constant stream of Zerg units, but somehow MMA, with his production, is able to defend it at a certain point.
I mean, it was just incredible play by him. In both bases, exactly the same. He was fighting on several different fronts at the same point.
Yeah.
Still, then finally, Golden sees that base and thinks, OK, I need to stop that going on as well. And meanwhile, Banshee's continuing on being an absolute pest.
Yeah, 27 kills by now. Once again, Golden is trying to break him. And my feeling was at some point, MMA noticed that he's going to defend, no matter what's happening from now. Because now he's lifting his 30C and he's starting 2-2. I think at this point he was sure he's going to defend, even though there's another big force gearing up for an attack. But it looked like he knew exactly that he's going to defend this.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. I mean, every wave upon wave upon wave of attacks. And again, in here as well, 34 kills now for this Brian the Banshee. I mean, just absolutely incredible. It's just such a pain for him, really, because all the action wasn't even near him. He was just kind of blithely shooting at anything that came past.
Yeah, that's the unit that basically changed the whole game. Without killing like Banelings, Roaches, a few Zerglings, I believe, is just the pure amount that the Banshee killed definitely turned the fight.
Yeah, 34 kills. I think he'll get up to 48 kills. So
48
yeah, we'll scoot through and just see the end of this.
Yeah, exactly. 42. And as I mentioned, once the 2-2 started, I felt like MMA knew he was going to defend. And eventually, if 2-2 finishes, he's going to win the game because the Zerg has no follow-up to this.
Yeah, he's going to go and crush him anyway. So, yeah, 49 in the end. So, yeah, 49 kills. Thank you, Funker. Thank you very much to Dennis as well, to Hasselhoff. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, though, we have one more game from Group C. And Mana is still in contention, but he's got to take down MMA. It's going to be a tough one for both players. And, of course, BlizzCon is still on the line for MMA. We'll be right back.